So, this was something that came up in the last video a second ago. How they're ranking the offenses is by yards per game. Now, the NFL, this doesn't make sense to me because why the hell does it matter how many yards you have if you ain't putting points on the board? The Oakland Raiders have the second most yards in the league, so technically they're the second ranked offense, which is complete bullshit because they're only putting up 24.2 points a game. Makes no sense to me. Kansas City is still averaging 36.2 points per game. That is first in the league, right behind the Los Angeles Rams, or right in front of the Los Angeles Rams, which is 35 even. And Cincinnati should technically be third with 31.5. Once again, NFL, or no, sorry, the Saints should be second, 34.2. Or third, sorry, I'm all kinds of mixed up. But once again, NFL, stats do not determine the scoreboard. Why the hell does it matter if you're putting up almost 500 yards a game if you're not putting up points? It doesn't matter. Yards do not matter. Ben Roethlisberger can throw for 400 yards, but if he only gets 14 points, what does it matter? So, you know what, NFL? I got to call bullshit on this one. And that explains our defense being ranked 32nd, is because they're probably going by yards per game too, not points. But yeah, supposedly Oakland's second in the league on offense because they got 441 yards on an average, but they only got 24.2 points a game. That's not going to win you very many football games. You're going to sit here and tell me that a 1-3 team is a second in league in offense. Yeah, good luck. So we're going to go to defense, and we're going to see how many points Kansas City's allowed defensively. If it will pull it up here. Why this is working itself out. We're gonna go by. Let's see what we got: touchdowns, interceptions, scoring. We'll go scoring. We'll see what we rank on scoring. Right. Okay, so the list is going from the top down. Let's see. Kansas City's got the eighth worst defense in the league, allowing 28.8 points a game. Well, look who's technically 31st. The Oakland Raiders, allowing 30.8 points a game. Imagine that. So, if you go down to the bottom of the list, the Washington Redskins have actually allowed less points than... wow, that's got to be an error. Actually, it's Jacksonville. Jacksonville has allowed the least amount of points with 14. Washington's allowed 14.7, but for some reason they're 32nd. That don't really make any sense. Carolina's got a good defense at 30th, so on. But that's... Oh, they're going by points on the side. Okay, not an average point. They're going by total points allowed, period. Anyways, we're going to do the around the league. Forget all that. So, Kansas City signed... they signed a guy by the name of... Oh, great. What's his name? I already forgot it. Oh, man. It was just on the tip of my tongue, too. Let's see. His first name is Josh, I know that. Anyways, for some reason I can't think of his last name. Josh played for Cincinnati for 3 years now. He's a young guy. He can play safety. He can play corner. He's 6'1", about 230 something. So he's a big dude. He's a big physical safety, big physical corner, which is what we needed. We haven't had one of those since Sean Smith. So it's nice to finally have one of those. Let's see. Going to our division here, the Raiders. Excuse me. Let's talk about what can happen in the division. Okay, so division-wise, here's what can happen. I believe Denver's going to win. That's going to make them 3-2. And it's going to make them 2-1 in the AFC division, which actually could put us at 2-1 in the division if we lose to Jacksonville, but we'd still be 4-1. They'd be 3-2, but that would help them out. The Chargers, if they beat the Raiders, they will be 3-2 and 1-1 in the division. Denver would be 2-0 in the conference. Los Angeles would be 2-1 in the conference, but they'd be 1-1 in the division. Or no, they are 1-1 in the division. So they would be. Who the hell did they beat? That's conference. I'm looking at. So they'd be 1-1 in the division. If Oakland wins, they'll be 1-1 in the division. They'll be 2-3, and they'll actually pull up over the Chargers because the Chargers will be 0-2 in the division. So that would put them in third place. So Oakland actually has a chance here to just completely mix up the division underneath us anyways, not above us. But it would really help Denver out if we lose this game Sunday. So we're going to go look at Denver's schedule here. Let's see who they got in the next 5 games, because y'all know our next 5-game stretch is rough. It is rough. We have Jacksonville at home, then we go to Foxborough to play New England, and then we come back for Cincinnati, and then we play Denver at Arrowhead. So that's a tough 4-game stretch there. And then I believe we got the Cardinals and then the Rams. Or the Browns, somewhere around there, something like that. So the next 4 games, they got to play the Jets, then they play the Chargers, then they play the Cardinals, and then they play us again. So technically, Denver's got the easier out of the 2 of us. They've got the easier 4-game stretch. That's for damn sure. So if they want a leg up on the division, now's their time to get it, because that's as easy as their schedule is going to get. It gets really rough near the end, which is good for us. So now we're going to go down and look at Oakland's schedule. A lot of people see this as especially Raider fans, they see this as a turning point in the season. Well, let's see what they got. So they got the Chargers, the Seahawks, the Colts, and the 49ers in the next 4 games. And then they got the Chargers again on November 11th. So they don't have a very bad schedule either. The Chargers are the Chargers. It's a division game. Seahawks are manageable. I think they could probably win that game. San Francisco, I think they'd lose that game, to be honest with you. And the Chargers, that's a toss-up. So if you go to the Chargers and see what their next 4 or 5 game stretch is. Okay. They've got kind of a tough one too. I tell you right now, nobody's got it as hard as us in the next 4 games, but they got Oakland, of course. They've got Cleveland, which can very well beat them. They got Tennessee, which I think will knock them off, and then they got Seattle and then Oakland again. So our divisional opponents, our divisional rivals here, their easiest part of the schedule is going to be our hardest part of the schedule, and vice versa. Ours is going to get a little bit easier near the end, minus the Rams. And theirs is going to get harder. So, people see this as a turning point in Oakland's season. I mean, it could be. They have the schedule to turn it around. Are they going to do that? Who knows? They could fall off the face of the earth, or they keep plunging forward. That's really up to the Oakland Raider organization, not me. But we're going to click on us right here and see what it says about us. Okay, so here we go. This is more like it. League rank offensively, 36.2 points for the first in the league there. Yards, 410.2. That's 8th in the league. Passing yards, 9th in the league, 297.2. And rushing yards, 113 a game. That's 14th in the league. Kareem Hunt had a massive game last week. Amari Watts is a guy I think they should play more. I really think they should play him a little bit more. If anybody's wondering about Breeland Speaks, he was a linebacker in college. He got converted to a D-end. Derek Nandi, he's always been a D-end. Those are draft picks, of course. Oh, here we go. Here's something I want to talk about. So we was working on a trade for Earl Thomas. We was trying to clear up some cap space so we could pick him up, and he got hurt. He fractured his leg, so that's where we picked up this Josh kid, which it's still not pulling up that news feed on what his name was. I'm trying to pull it up real quick before I end the video. Oh, come on. Load it in, you turd bag. Of course, it's not going to do it. But that's a kid that we signed. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video. That was around the league. My personal opinions, my thoughts. They definitely have it easier than us. So we're going to have to do something because we got a tough-ass schedule these next 4 games, and they're all winning teams too. Every last one of them. They all got 1 loss or 2 losses, and I expect those teams to win this week. Jacksonville's 3-1. They got the best defense in the league. So this is the true test for Mahomes. What can he do against the #1 defense in the league? Is he going to blow up? Is it going to be another close game? Is he going to have to edge one out again? Either way, I think this kid can win us a game. So I'm going to end it there, and we'll see you next week. Or for the keys to beating Jacksonville.